Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mark Loeffler Experience. Today we're going to be talking about good debt versus bad debt. We're going to go through what that is, what each of them are, how I use both of them to build my wealth. So stick around to the end because I'm going to be sharing all the nuggets that I use and how I use debt to be able to build wealth. All right, so what is good debt and what is bad debt? So if we listen to Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he tells us that bad debt is debt on depreciating assets, which is 100% how I look at it. He actually says a bad debt is something on a debt that doesn't pay for itself, a depreciating asset that doesn't pay for itself. So a car debt, number one right there is a bad debt. We know that obviously a car is a depreciating asset. We know that when you buy a brand new car, you lose 30 to 50% of the value when you drive off the lot. So guys, everybody out there, don't buy new cars. Buy 2-3-year-old cars. It's simple. You don't need to buy new cars. All right, even though I just bought a new car, Tesla, I get it. Number two, and this might be a little bit controversial, but your principal mortgage. And why he talks about it like this and why he says that it's a bad debt is because it's an expense and has no income attached to it. Very simple, yet we all need some place to live. I get it. Wait till the end of the video because I'm going to be talking about how I use good and bad debt to build my wealth. So number three, and again, this might be a little controversial, but student loans. Student loans, you might say, is an investment, yet once you are out of school, there's only two ways really to get rid of them, is to pay them off or to die. And those are really the only two ways to get rid of student loans. And once you're out of school, they start, you're earning revenue, but most people, they don't do what they went to school for, or they could have done what they did without that schooling sometimes, right? Unless you're in the legal or like doctor or something like that, where highly specialized. But even then, if you took all that debt on to get that, then, might not be a great investment. Yet, there we are. So number four, bad debt, credit cards. Obviously, you can put investments on credit cards, but most credit cards are getting, 18, 19, 20% interest. So they're charging you a heck of a lot of money, right? Let's go to the good debt column here. So what is a good debt? So a good debt is an appreciating asset that provides cash flow. Maybe a depreciating asset that provides cash flow as well. Number one on good debt would be buying, say, rental income. So rental properties that you buy and you go ahead and you make money from that. It's a cash flowing property. You make more than you're paying, so you get an 80% loan to value mortgage. So you're putting down your 20%, and you cash flow pays off the mortgage. You get mortgage pay down, whatever appreciation plus the cash flow, right? It's an appreciating cash flowing asset. Number two would be business. So investing in your business. I'm a big fan of, if you're starting a business, to bootstrap it, to get proof of concept before you take on any debt. I get people who come to me all the time and say, Mark, I want to start a business. Would you invest in my business? And my number one, where's your business plan? Great, you have one. Number two, have you proved this concept? Have you gone out and made any sales at all? If you guys watch Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, this is what they're talking about. So when they see zero sales, it's just pie in the sky number. Even a little bit of sales is like, well, we've done this for 3 days and we've gotten this much sales. Well, there's some proving that concept, right? We know it's going to do something, it's going to work. So before you take on any debt in a business, I say bootstrap it, get a proof of concept before you go anywhere like that, all right? Now, this might be a little controversial. The other thing is, for good debt, people talk about credit cards as being good debt. Why do people say that? I don't think they mean debt. I think they mean as a tool, like how I use credit cards. So I put everything on a credit card and I get rewards points. I flew to Dubai business class for a half Ironman one year, and I paid for it on points. That was a $6,000 ticket. Regularly taken vacations through points. I can pay off my mortgage through points. I can do a whole bunch of things through points, right? I can buy gift cards. I can, you can do all these things, right? So you can turn it into cash, basically. I don't carry a balance on any of my cards, so I actually don't pay any interest. Now, how do they make money? Obviously, is they charge the stores, and they obviously do charge me a bit of a fee, but people out there, well, you can watch this on the YouTube about credit card. I don't even know what it's called. Credit card cycling, where you need to go from this credit card to this credit card and this credit card to this credit card, and you're constantly revolving. But that seems like a lot of work to me for very little profit. Let's talk about how I use debt. Well, obviously, number one is I'm buying rental properties. When I buy those rental properties, I'm getting as large a mortgage as possible. I want them to give me 100%. If they give me 100% financing, I'd be in heaven. And I could still cash flow that property. That would be terrific. Why? Well, number one is typically right now, I'm getting loans lower than what the inflation rate is. So that is the definition of free money. So if they give me $100 today, in a year, I got to pay that back. And with a 4% inflation, that's really only about $96 I have to pay back. And I owe $102 on it, say, right? So I owe $2 on it. So I'm making money on my borrowed money just from the simple fact that inflation is right now greater than the interest rate, which, to be honest with you, it doesn't happen. I don't remember the last time it happened. Maybe in the 70s or 80s. I'd have to go back and look. But now is a great time to be borrowing money, in my opinion. So that's why we're seeing this run up in asset prices through stocks, through real estate, because people are out there and they're buying assets because they're getting free money. Inflation is going to be higher than the interest rate, bar none. It's definitely going to happen. And if you don't think so, we'll link my inflation video to this at the end. That came out about a week and a half ago, so you can go check that out. All right, number two, how am I using debt? I've just said it. I actually don't think that people should be paying off their mortgage right now. I think if you have a house free and clear, you're wasting that asset, especially in today's market. You can go ahead and get a mortgage at 2%. If you have a $500,000 mortgage and you have $400,000 loan against it, you can go ahead and take that $400,000 and just do something simple like, buy Enbridge. Right now it pays a 7.1% dividend. So take that $400,000. It will pay you $28,000 a year just to hold that. That will cost you around, $1,200 a month. So $14,000 a year. So you're clearing $10,000 on that money just by holding Enbridge. I'm not even talking about going ahead and taking that money and loaning that out to other people at a rate of 8 to 12 to 15% on second mortgages or anything like that, or even getting fancier and buying Enbridge and doing the dividend play and selling calls or something against it, right? I'm just talking about getting a 7% dividend and you making $10,000 more per year than you're paying. So you can get a free mortgage. So this is, again, why in today's environment, why I would go ahead and get a car loan. On my Tesla, the video is coming up on Thursday, everybody. So make sure you tune in. Why I would get a loan on that? Well, because you can get 2.3% on a car loan. And I don't know if you've watched any of my videos. I'm kind of getting a higher rate of return than 2.3%. If I didn't, then obviously I would buy it cash. For me, if I'm not making the return higher than the interest rate, that's when I really look at that as bad debt. I guess the moral of the story for me, if you want to be like Mark, well, become a great investor. Watch all my videos, because I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to earn 10% or more on your money relatively easily and relatively safely. And if you can do that, well, other than credit card debt, which, again, I don't want to carry myself, most other types of debt out there, will allow you to earn more on that money than you pay. For instance, like if you have a line of credit against your home, why are you not using that to invest using the Smith maneuver? That video is coming up next Monday, right? We're going to talk about the Smith maneuver, how to use your home as a asset that pays you money. So how to turn that bad debt into good debt. All right, I'm not going to go through renting and buying, which one's better, which one's worse. Simply, this is good and bad debt. So comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree with me on my stance and how I'm using my debt and what you would do in your case. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you check out the inflation video and Tesla video coming out Thursday. All right, guys.